Are there any constituency statements by honourable members? I call the honourable member for Corio.
Thank you, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker. I spoke in this place on the 15th of May this year about the broken TNG clock and the dirty Ford sign, speaking of two icons in our city which did not have enough care and attention paid to them, which sent, I think, a negative message about morale and pride in Geelong. Well, I can report to this place that on the 11th of June, I noticed the Ford sign being cleaned, and I want to congratulate Ford now for doing that. This is a big, bold Ford sign on the way into Geelong. It speaks of a brand which has been around for 100 years, but it's such an important part of the identity of Geelong. And everyone who works at that factory, knowing, of course, that it will stop making cars in 2016, at least until then can walk in there with a sense of pride, and indeed everyone in Geelong driving past that sign can feel good about the place that this has within our city. I understand that these aren't necessarily the biggest issues, particularly when we face the challenges that we have in terms of the job losses that Geelong has faced over the course of the last 12 months. But at the end of the day, Mr Acting Deputy Speaker, mood matters. Mood actually does define our enjoyment of life in the moment. And what we can do to improve people's mood, to improve a sense of morale in Geelong at this time, I think really matters. And so with this in mind, today I want to talk about flags. There is nothing more demoralising than hearing the clinking of a wire on an old flagpole happen in the breeze, or worse, to see a tattered rag on the end of it which bears the semblance of what used to be an Australian flag. The thing about flags is they actually need maintenance. They deteriorate in the wind. They have a life. And so when you have a flag which is obviously becoming tatty, the message is, when you see that flag, that people don't care and that they're not proud. Well, right now, we need to care in Geelong, and we do need to be proud about our city and where we're going. And so I want to call on all of those businesses in Geelong, of which there are hundreds, who have flagpoles on their roofs, to go out and buy a new flag. At Libby's in Yarra Street, a great Geelong business, you can buy an Australian-made flag, in fact made in Melbourne from Australian materials, costs $88. That's not a huge investment, and you can put that on the top of your building. And how good would it look in Geelong if on all those flagpoles, which have been erected on those buildings back in the 19th century, there was in fact a flag, an Australian flag, a Cats flag, a Geelong flag. But how good would Geelong look if that were the case? It would send a message that we are a city which is open for business, which is moving forward, and which is overcoming the challenges that are being presented to us.